Hi, this is Brendan from Watto Training, and in this tutorial we take a look at the Redcliffe to Woody Point traffic situations. This includes Redcliffe Parade, Marine Parade, Margate Parade, Whitecliff Parade, Gayunda Parade. Simply put, from Redcliffe Jetty to Woody Point, and these notes are general in nature. Regulatory signs are the ones that you see that are red, white and black, just like St Kilda Saints. Regulatory signs inform you of traffic laws and regulations. They tell you what you, as a Queensland road user, must do by law in different situations where it may not be otherwise obvious. Regulatory signs also include parking zone signs and can appear with supplementary signs. Obeying these signs will help to protect you, your passengers, other motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians. Regulatory signs come in 4 distinct shapes: octagons, rectangles, circles, and triangles. Let's take a look at our first one. It's a 60 sign. You must not drive faster than the speed limit shown in the circle. Do not exceed the speed limit of 60 kilometers per hour. We also have dividing the left and right side of the road. A broken white dividing line may be crossed to overtake if the road ahead is clear. Then we've got a 40 sign, and you can also see some warning signs in the background as well, which we'll cover. And there's also an end 40 area sign, end 30 area sign. So you can see that the speed has been brought down because there's a lot of people who go down to the waterfront. Look at that beautiful water past those Norfolk pines there. And they're really trying to attract families, tourists, rollerbladers, scooter riders, beachgoers, cafe dwellers to get down there and have a good time. So giving way, as we can see on this T section, means to slow down and, if necessary, stop in order to prevent a crash from happening. You must always give way at a give way sign and check if it's safe to continue. Give way signs are placed at intersections and other places where other vehicles have priority. The other thing too is when you come down, this is King Street, which is a big steep hill that you come down. You have to be very careful going around this corner, because if you go left towards the fish and chip shop, some people I've driven with have popped the back wheels up on that curb there near the sign. So you've got to take a little bit of that low-lying island if necessary. For example, a heavy vehicle. Okay, this is Humpy Bong State School, again down on the waterfront, and we can see a nice little single-lane roundabout there. And nice pandanus tree in the middle there. A driver must slow down or stop if required and give way to all vehicles already on the roundabout. I hear it every day. Give way to the right. Well, no, it's not actually. It's give way to all vehicles already on the roundabout. Okay, here's another roundabout that you'd find down there as well. Good vision, great view behind there of the water as well. And there's a shared zone, and this is to promote foot traffic because there's lots of cafes that they've got down at the waterfront for people to enjoy. So give way to pedestrians. 10 kilometers an hour in a manual, I can tell you, is first gear, and it's a crawl. So there we can see a nice view. I took that very early in the morning when nobody was around. And you can see that they've painted a different color and put a design there. That's to attract people's attention that there's something different about this area. And that way we're getting those messages as well, rather than just signage. This is a side view, and you can see that there's safety barriers there as well. And also the signage says from the other side, cyclists to dismount. Okay, warning signs. Warning signs let you know that road changes are coming up on your drive. These can be permanent or temporary traffic hazards and obstacles. Warning signs are yellow and black, just like the mighty Richmond Tigers. Okay, we've got, for example, winding road sign. A number of closely spaced curves to the left and right are ahead. The winding road can be up to 1 kilometer in length. A supplementary next kilometer sign will let you know the distance of the winding road if it is more than 1 kilometer. We've also got refuge islands. Pedestrian signs. Pedestrians may be crossing the road ahead, not at a pedestrian crossing. You get a lot of units around that area, and you get a lot of retirees, etc., who are going for a stroll in the morning or the afternoon, for example, and you get a lot of families with children as well. Here we can see a road hump sign. From memory, this is coming down towards King Street on the left. I've only been up there about 1,000 times to do a hill start. This sign lets you know you are approaching a speed bump. A speed bump is an obstacle used to make vehicles reduce their speed on the road. Pedestrian crossing sign ahead, you are approaching a pedestrian crossing on the road ahead. A pedestrian crossing, a driver/rider must give way to pedestrians on or entering children's pedestrian or marked foot crossings. So while you've got all those beautiful views down there of the water and the nice trees and everything like that, you've got to still take in all the signage and information and apply it. Sharing the road with bicycle riders. You do get quite a lot of cyclists down on this area, sometimes just on their own, and sometimes in groups, and sometimes it's just children on their way to school. Bicycles are a type of vehicle, and bicycle riders and motorists have the same rights and responsibilities when using the road. Bicycle riders must obey the same general road rules as motorists, as well as the bicycle road rules. Bicycle riders who break the law are subject to the same fines as motorists. Crossing ahead. Children may be crossing the road ahead, not at a pedestrian crossing. Okay, now we have another speed bump here. A speed hump is a rounded traffic calming device used to reduce speed and thus sound volume on residential streets, because a lot of people there want peace and quiet. Speed humps are placed across the road to slow traffic and are often installed in a series of several humps to prevent cars from speeding before and after the hump. And we can see here as we go around the sweeping bend to the right, we've got a 20km/h warning sign around that bend. And down further, we've got a bus stop to be wary of. And you can see a black and white sign in the distance, a directional marker to point out as well. So this is where you'd apply your system of vehicle control, slow the vehicle down, mirror check, slow the vehicle down, gear down in a manual, and take it around nice and steady. Okay, here's another pedestrian crossing. Another pedestrian crossing, another bus stop, lots of high rises you can see on the right popping up everywhere. And here we've got a yellow curb line. An unbroken yellow curb line is a no stopping line. You must not stop for any reason except a medical or similar emergency. How do we handle such a situation? Well, here's some tips for safe driving. Observation and scanning techniques. Drivers should scan, observe, and monitor the driving environment in every direction as appropriate to the driving task. Actively scan the road environment. Scanning means a driver takes in the whole scene, 360 degrees around their vehicle. Look 12 seconds ahead. In a 60km/h zone, this means looking up to 200 meters ahead. Now, some people are saying, yeah, but you just showed us a sign with a windy road. Well, you look to the maximum of your vision. Keep your eyes on the move. Don't have tunnel vision and look straight ahead. You have to keep your eyes to the move, on the move, what's happening from the sides, etc. Common errors with observation and scanning. The driver fails to scan and observe all the road space ahead, to the sides, and behind the vehicle. The driver scans late, rushes scanning, and or does not scan in the correct direction for potential hazards. Hazard detection. The driver should detect and respond appropriately to any hazard, for example, out of order traffic lights, school crossings, and railway crossings, and cyclists. Now, along the esplanade there, from memory, there aren't any traffic lights. You'll get them up on Oxley Avenue, Anzac Avenue, the Hornibrook Esplanade. You will get school crossings, Humpy Bong primary schools there, and you will not get a railway crossing. You'll get that up around Sandgate, and also that's probably the only one I could think of at the moment, probably more around Bald Hills, Launton, those sorts of areas, which aren't too far away. And of course, we've mentioned cyclists already. Potential hazards include a child chasing a ball onto the road, vehicles emerging from intersections, side streets and driveways, car doors opening, a vehicle merging into your lane or stopping suddenly in front of you, and pedestrians, school zones, rain after a long dry spell, and flooded roads. Slippery road surface after rain, animals running out into the road, mainly cats and dogs, cyclists and motorcyclists. Okay, common errors for hazard detection. The driver does not respond appropriately or quickly enough in the event of a traffic hazard. The sooner you see it, the more time you create to respond. Road positioning. Position your vehicle to maximize the distance from hazards, referred to as buffering. For example, moving to the left at the crest of a hill to create space from oncoming vehicles, or moving away from parked cars to avoid pedestrians and doors opening. Check your mirrors before making any change to your speed or position. Crash avoidance space. A safe, low-risk driver maintains a crash avoidance space completely around the vehicle. The crash avoidance space is managed by adjusting the vehicle's speed and road position. Safety margins. Drivers should ensure there is an appropriate buffer zone in front and to the sides of the vehicle, and that it is in the correct position when stopped in a line of traffic. Common safety margin errors include the driver drives too close to parked vehicles, cyclists, pedestrians, or oncoming traffic when traveling at normal road speeds without compromising safety. The driver stops in a line of traffic with insufficient space between their vehicle and the vehicle in front. Safety margin common errors. The driver reduces the following distance from the vehicle in front to less than 2 seconds. Note, if you're an interstater, some of them it's a 3-second minimum, but in Queensland it's a minimum 2 seconds in dry conditions, double that in inclement weather. Common errors. The driver reduces the following distance from the vehicle in front to less than 4 seconds in adverse conditions. Apply the system of vehicle control. This is the formula that's been around for quite a long time, used by drivers in various jurisdictions around the world, and it is a good template to use. Scan and plan, mirror check for what's happening behind, signal if required, speed, slow down and position, gears, gear down, mirror checks and shoulder checks. 6, evasive action, that usually is give way and accelerate. Let's have a look at that in action. So step 1, scan and plan. Step 2, mirror check. Step 3, the driver indicates to the left. Step 4, the driver slows down and starts to position the vehicle to the left of the road. Step 5, the vehicle is gearing down, and also for step 5, you pop a little left shoulder check for bicycles or any joggers or anything like that. And then step 6 is scan the road environment up to the left and the right, and also where you're going, so that it's all clear around to the left. So that's the system in motion. Applying the system of vehicle control ensures that drivers are in the correct position on the road, traveling at the correct speed, and with the correct gear engaged. Mirror checks. The driver should use the rear vision mirrors on the approach to any hazard or potential hazard. Common errors for mirror checks. The driver does not check the rear vision mirror before slowing or stopping the vehicle. So that's a really important point. Before you do any slowing or stopping, there should be a mirror check as per the system of vehicle control. Turning, changing lanes, diverging, merging, confronting any traffic hazard. Further common errors for mirror checks. The driver stares into a mirror for a prolonged period, that is, a period excessive for the driving situation. Shoulder checks, also known in other jurisdictions as head checks. Drivers must conduct shoulder checks prior to moving off from the side of the road, lane changes, as well as prior to conducting maneuvers to identify and manage hazards safely. Judgment. Drivers must judge and utilize safe gaps in the traffic when negotiating intersections, lane changing or merging, and without causing other road users to take evasive action. Drivers should make a correct decision and respond appropriately with regard to judgment of the speed and distance of any traffic or pedestrians. Judgment, common driving errors. The driver does not judge appropriately the speed and distance of other vehicles while negotiating intersections, lane changes, or merging situations. The driver stops appropriately, but when presented with a safe gap in the traffic, does not proceed. Further common driving errors for judgment. The driver stops in a situation where there are no vehicles or pedestrians present and it is clear to proceed. The driver gives way unnecessarily to another road user, that is, incorrect application of the give way rule. Speed management. When you see potential hazards, slow down and prepare to stop, referred to as setting up the brakes. For example, when pedestrians are close to the road and when other vehicles may turn in front of you. This happens a lot on the esplanade with people reversing out of angled parks. slow down on wet, icy, well, that's not going to happen, or gravel roads where it will take longer for your vehicle to stop. Driving to conditions. The driver should progress with the general flow of traffic at a speed that is not excessive for the situation and without exceeding the speed limit. Acceleration should be smooth, progressive, and appropriate for the traffic conditions. Common driving to condition errors are as follows. The driver fails to adjust speed appropriately in response to a non-regulatory advisory speed sign, a non-hazardous situation. The driver fails to adjust speed appropriately when merging. The driver accelerates too rapidly or too slowly for the prevailing traffic and environmental conditions. The driver drives too slowly for the situation where the road, vehicle, and/or traffic conditions do not require it. Signaling. Drivers should signal in the correct direction long enough to give sufficient warning to other drivers and pedestrians when intending to turn, diverge, move into the edge of the road or curb, enter a line of traffic at a T-section where the continuing road curves to the left or right, leaving the continuing road to proceed straight ahead onto the terminating road. Common signaling errors include the driver fails to signal their intention with sufficient warning to turn or diverge left or right or when otherwise legally required to do so. The driver fails to signal left before exiting from a roundabout when legally required to do so. The driver activates the signal in the wrong direction. The driver fails to cancel the signal within 5 seconds after the turn or divergence has been completed. The driver cancels the signal prematurely, that is, before the turn or divergence is commenced or completed and without subsequent reapplication. The driver signals unnecessarily, where confusion to other road users may occur. Thanks for watching. This has been Brendan from Watto Training.